Daily Dose of Daryl, Viewer's Digest, January 24th through January 30th. Remember to open the information section. When you look down there, you'll see the various dates, the times, and click on them, and you can fast forward to them. Thank you. With the new format for Daily Dose of Daryl called Viewer's Digest, I've been structuring the weekly episode to include all 7 days. They are as follows: Monday Magic, Tuesday Truth, Wednesday Wisdom, Thursday Thrill, Friday Flashback, Saturday Summary, and Sunday Silence. Last week's episode was full of educational information and dealing with 3 people who made big impacts on their world but are no longer with us. This week, I am going to give you a little comic relief. No, it's not an advertisement for comedians to take a laxative. Ha ha ha. There are some great writers and artists, however, who bring their work to the comic section each day in the newspapers all over the world. Many people think that these are just funny people who are trying to simply make people laugh and entertain you. This week, we'll highlight a few of these people and reveal how they use their humorous offerings to cause us to think, challenge our status quo, share new insight that we may not have known before. Enjoy this week of fun and gain a new insight on these comics and their authors. Monday Magic. Zits, a comic about having a teenage son. The father is shown in this comic strip groaning with aches and pains, and the son says, "What?" The father says, "My back, my neck, my knee." The son says, "Wow, the old guy trifecta." The father says, "You're inheriting all this, pal." Aside from the obvious humor in the son's oblivion to what's coming down the road for him, it is a great reminder of the connectedness of the generations, and it also touches on the great truth about things come in threes. On the negative side, people often refer to deaths coming in threes. However, on the much more positive side, in Christian theology, God is referred to as the Trinity, Father, Son, Spirit. The great pyramids are built by using 3-sided shape called a triangle, one of the strongest structures. In business, an essential triangle exists between the salesperson, the client, and the delivery person. If they're not all on the same page, chaos ensues. I even get my health shakes from a place called Trifecta, which emphasizes body, mind, and spirit, which are the essential parts of our lives that need to be maintained well for good health and growth. Oh, as one who's a few breaths away from completing 73 years on this planet, I do have the official trifecta: back, neck, and knee. The key is not that you have them, because, friends, if you live long enough, you'll get them too. But the key is how you treat them and adjust to them so that you can remain vibrant, excited, positive, productive, and full of zest. Don't let the trifecta determine who you are. Let the Trinity do that. The author of Zits would be 2 people, Jerry Scott and Jim Borgman. They met in Sedona, Arizona in 1997 and came up with the idea of a comic strip based on a teenage son. Scott was born in South Bend, Indiana, and now resides in San Luis Obispo, California. He's 66 years of age. Borgman was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, and now resides in Boulder, Colorado. He is 67 years of age. Borgman primarily does the drawing for Zits, and Scott primarily does the writing. Zits is in 1,700 newspapers in 45 countries and in 18 languages. Tuesday Truth. Tuesday today is about Pickles, and Pickles is about an elderly couple and their family. Great comic strip. Grandpa Earl is talking with Nelson, his grandson, sitting underneath a tree. He says, "Life is like a blanket that's too short. If you pull it up, your toes freeze. If you yank it down, your shoulders get cold. So the best thing to do is curl up in a fetal position and try to stay comfortable until it's over. Son, you should be writing these down. Of course, that brings a chuckle to us as we think about how absurd it would be to relate an evening in bed with an entire life. Beyond the laugh, though, it gets us thinking about our life and asking ourselves if there are areas where we have chosen the fetal position rather than being active in changing our situation. Brian Crane, age 73, is the creator of pickles. He was born in Twin Falls, Idaho, and now lives in Sparks, Nevada. When he was approaching the age of 40, he started reminiscing about his childhood dream of doing a comic strip, so he created the Pickles family, an elderly couple, Earl and Opal Pickles, their daughter, grandson, and pets. The comic was syndicated in 1990 and now appears in 1,000 newspapers. His daughter, Emily, colors the comic strips for him, and he and his wife, Diana, have celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary. Thank you for the reminder today that we need to get out of our fetal positions and have a good response to life, an active response. Wednesday Wisdom. You know, Mike Peters created Mother Goose and Grimm. Mike was born in St. Louis, Missouri in 1943 and is 78 years of age. His mother was a local TV personality, Charlotte Peters, who hosted a talk show, but actually did more than that as she entertained the 250-member audience, live audience, with singing and dancing also. And Mike, from around the year 1949, was able to meet celebrities like Bob Hope, Dean Martin, and Jerry Lewis. And he did artwork during his 2 years in Army. Since his mother was a celebrity, even the juniors and seniors invited him when he was a freshman to the prom. He thought that was pretty cool. Well, when they got there, the mother of the girl would always say, you know, my daughter can play a violin. Would you like to hear it? Sure. She pulled it out. And so every date he had was really auditioning for his mother's show, but he didn't realize it. And when he finally got to being old enough to invite someone out, they didn't play an instrument for him, and he felt like he was being dished. But anyway, you know, he launched the comic strip Mother Goose and Grimm, which appears in 500 newspapers and has a readership of about 100 million people. It revolves around a yellow bull terrier named Grimm, who is owned by a goose who acts like a human named Mother Goose. Also involved is a dim-witted Boston Terrier named Ralph and a cat named Attila. So, here it is for today. Mother Goose is seated at the table in a fancy restaurant with the menu in hand and the waiter waiting for the order. Goose: I'll have white wine with my dinner. The waiter: But, madam, you're having meat tonight. Goose: I know. I ordered white wine not because it goes with my food, but because it goes with my sweater. Anyone getting older and or sloppy dribbling can relate to that. I personally wear red sweaters when I have ketchup with my fries and burger. Aside from the humor of matching our clothing with our food, it does cause us to stop and think. How am I adjusting to the changes that come in abilities with the passing of time? This comic causes us to do more than have a big laugh, but also to think about our lives and how we are adjusting to the aging process. Thursday Thrill. Frank and Ernest is an American comic strip created and illustrated by Bob Thaves and later by his son Tom. It debuted on November 6, 1972, and has since been published daily in over 1,200 newspapers. The humor of the comic is based almost exclusively on wordplay and puns. Puns are right up my alley, being a former bowler. Frank and Ernest has a tradition of breaking new ground. the first strip to use digital coloring, and the first strip in over 1,000 newspapers to list the creator's email address. The main characters are seen not just as humans, but as animals, vegetables, minerals, and more. A constant element has been wordplay, including the characters' names. Ernest, relating to being serious, and Frank as being honest. Bob died on August 1st, 2006, and then his son did take over the production. Bob was born on October 5th, 1924 in Burt, Iowa, where his father John published local newspapers, but his father died when he was 13. Thave's desire to become a cartoonist began in his childhood. During World War II, Thave served in Europe in the Army's 89th Infantry Division. He married his wife, Katie, in 1954 and moved to Manhattan Beach, California, 3 years later. So here's the situation today. Frank and Ernest are walking up to a corner ahead of them marked Poetry Corner. One says to the other, "Let's see what's around the Poetry Corner." The other replies, "You mean we should take a turn for the verse?" Of course, the humor lies in the playing off of the old expression, taking a turn for the worse, and using it in this punny way, but it actually challenges us to check our lives and make sure we don't freely choose to take a turn for the worse. In a time like the years of the pandemic, with turns for the worse seemingly coming one after another, we must choose to take intentional turns for the better. And it doesn't hurt to laugh along the way. Friday Flashback. Two workmen were sitting by the river on the side of the road after a long shift. They thoughtfully made a sign saying, "The end is near. Turn yourself around now before it's too late." They were showing it to each passing car. One driver who drove by didn't appreciate the sign and shouted at them, "Leave us alone, you religious nuts!" All of a sudden, the workmen heard a big splash, looked at each other, and one worker said to the other, "You think maybe we should have just said bridge out instead?" Now, that's an old joke. It's not a comic strip. The author's unknown. It's been around forever. But it's a great example of how humor can direct us to some great lessons in life. This joke screams out to us the need to not jump to conclusions, also the need to seek proper understanding, and even don't get so reactionary about religion. Thank you to all these people that bring us humor every day to give us more than a laugh or two, but also help us to think about our own lives, challenge us, and cause us to grow. Saturday Summary. Trifecta Trinity. When it comes in threes, who do we turn to? Father, Son, Spirit, with a big three. Respond well in life. Don't curl up, get out, and get going. That's the key. Adjusting well to the aging process. Well, or match your clothes to your food. Find something better than that. Adjust well. Choose the better, not the worse, no matter what the verse. Always stay away from the worst. Choose better. Avoid jumping to conclusions. Seek proper understanding. And avoid being reactionary. Saturday Summary. Overcome the bad threes with the good threes. When life's blanket seems too short, don't curl up, but get up. Aging brings challenges. Learn to make good adjustments. Always choose the better and never the worst. Seek proper understanding to avoid being reactionary. This is Saturday Summary. Sunday Silence. Take a few moments of silence and list 3 challenges that you are facing and how you will allow the Trinity to help you. Pause and reflect. What is making you feel like curling up in a fetal position, and how will you manage to get up and get going? Pause and reflect. What aging challenge are you facing, and what are you planning to do to make a good adjustment? Pause and reflect. What crossroad is in your path, and how will you ensure that you choose the better path? Pause and reflect. List a time when you failed to understand properly and became reactionary. Then how will you prevent that in the future? Pause and reflect. This is Darryl R. Peebles behind the microphone, bringing you something every day from the Peebles Motivation Bureau that's positive, personal, and professional. We're divided in 3 divisions: the digital, the real life, and the print. We have a variety of offerings in each one of those. Check out the list and let me know how I might be able to help you in your life and in your journey. I look forward to talking with you. Locally ordered books. I cover the tax and shipping, plus they're signed. Contact me directly. This one's out. Some have already got the book and started their journey of growth. Group discounts for local churches and a special gift for the pastor. I really appreciate your ideas. Check out the new website, too. It's been redone, and these are some other areas where I might be able to help you. The website's listed on here, darrylpeebles.com. Check it out. This is Daily Dose of Darryl, inviting you to go out and have a great day. Make it a great day. It's the only one you have. We are responding to the free and gracious gift of God and using humor, the art of illusion, modern technology, and decades of serving God and communities to work every day to uncover the beauty in all people and experiences coming our way, endeavoring to educate, entertain, and inspire. Each dose on this channel can help each of us move forward and toward a better, healthier, and more informed mind, body, and spirit. I'm excited to be a small part of the expanding of our capacity to learn, love, and forgive, and together leave this world a better place for all. God bless you.